But we'll see if they will be able to at least hold their footing. The zone will be closing for now, and Ling somehow drops an nade towards Snape, so they will carry on with that battle.
Oh, Snape is down. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we're gonna check it out in just a while. In the meantime, the small screen right here on your left, I think it shows 52 esports. And if you're going to be paying close attention to the map here, they are pretty close with the Roy and also the Saver, but they are in a compound if I'm not mistaken. So I guess there's really no pressure whatsoever. I mean, for now to leave that spot. But coming off the kill feed, it's Team Pandem now versus Team NKT, and the fight is actually happening. Where are they exactly? Are they inside the circle now? But anyway, Achul just went in for a massive spray. Unfortunately, he's a little slow on the trigger there compared to Joker, but here comes now Billbot to avenge his teammate. Oh, Billbot actually ran out of space there, and Joker capitalized on that situation, and he's going for his third kill here for Team Pandem.
He can actually go for even more as he charges into the doorways. There is a nade to be primed up, and that will need to be dodged, but there's just no time for him to even pick up his teammates as well. Joker now, with so little help left, tries to land the final shot, and yes, he does! A complete ace coming in from Joker to save not only NKT, but backed 4 total points to the tally.
Joker, the crown prince of crime. Yeah, but he's also the crown prince, I guess, coming from Team NKT. I mean, in the process, they also lost Mr. Joe, but 5 elimination points. This is, this only goes to show that they mean serious business here. But checking out Roy Esports, okay, they are somewhere around north side, and Team Flash, 52 Esports, even Voindunky. They are within proximity here. But yeah, speaking of those teams, T2K might have a clash up against Bigatron Red Aliens as they make their way towards the circle coming from the northern side as well. As for Alter Ego Eras, they're holding on to the edge of the circle here, coming fresh from Yasnaya Polyana, and they're pretty close with RRQ and Todak as well, who has been having quite an exchange since stage 1.
Yeah, I believe that Lynx will be just keeping himself safe for the whole course of the game as much as he can, but I say that he finds no mercy as well. RRQ is slowly being torn apart one after another just by that Lone Ranger of Todak. I believe that will be the end for the Malaysian side. They did manage to claim 1 elimination, but that's all that there is throughout that long form of skirmish. And at the end of the day, nobody here really wins throughout the course of it. RRQ, however, they got that 4 points, so not too shabby after all. But T2K, they are now finding themselves in a predicament. Coming in from the north side, they might need to make a move, but there is still Roy to deal with by the corner of the Yasnaya fields. So right now, in the middle of it all, it's going to be the Savior as well as Team Secret. Sim9 as well as DRS also share some really good spacing in between the central areas of the upcoming zone, whereas plenty of teams coming in from the northwest as well as northeast. So as they convoy through, we might actually see some casualties coming from the side of R-Cube as the rest of Alter Ego areas is starting to close into their tight area of play.
Yeah, but I still like the fact that Lynx actually was able to still get at least 1 elimination point coming from R-Cube before exiting the game. It was because of Snape, the half-blood prince there, serving his revenge up against Lynx that actually closed up the fight. But yeah, I mean, coming from that exchange, R-Cube actually lost at least 2 of their members, which is going to be tough here considering that we still got a lot of like heavy hitters team inside the game. So let's see how long they're going to last, or if they have the best chance of actually scoring a chicken dinner here for our first match this evening. But from the map, I can see that Team Secret is basically right down there in the middle. They're surrounded by the Savior, Sim9, and NKT, but there are a lot of teams from the north side that are actually flocking in, and T2K still will be coming from outside of the zone, but I do feel like there's going to be at least a 4-way battle here, or maybe even 5, because Roy, Team Flash, BTR, Voindunky, 52 Esports, they're all together in one spot.
Yeah, they're just going to be noisy neighbors right now. Meanwhile, Vampire Esports this time fielding Stone, Newsy, as well as Tony K. Hard hitters all within this line of sight. Shrebs trying to seek out for more for the semifinals. He's one of the top fraggers of the tournament right now, trying to regain that glory. Zux is going to be knocked down from all these pressure coming out from the fields as teams are also starting to push in all directions. That's 52 Esports over on the top end of the valley. And this isn't going to look all too good with Bigatron pretty much hiding within that small little dip that they have. But Alter Ego, they're definitely on this hot pursuit, finding one member out, and that's Rules. Oh, that's bad news for the side of T2K. They just have to turn kills and run.
Oh, there was more than like 2 T2K members that got shut down by Alter Ego errors, so this puts them in a world of trouble, to be honest. Rolls is already out of the game. I believe that was the confirmation we've been waiting for, courtesy of Hands for You. But I can see Igneous still alive, so I'm looking at their situation. So we are still looking at a couple of members from T2K, and I think they will be fleeing this scene, considering, well, they're already at a disadvantage, but they are being shot by 52 Esports just because they were passing through a certain location here where they're setting up camp.
Yeah, I just love the zone control that 52 Esports have at the moment. This whole section here, along with a compound to guard the northern end, we'll see them reaping a lot of points if they do it right. They're still in the squad, which is in the form of Alter Ego being in close proximity. Not only that, Roy Esports, what's their take here? Because they, no matter what, they really have to find a way to cut through, and that's just one way if they really want to get past towards the center by taking on 52 Esports. Now shots are also being fired from the side of Alter Ego, or I do believe to be guarding the other end. And now this is going to be that full-on exchange between Tuss as well as the rest of Roy, trying to flush out that position from the side of Alter Ego Ares. So as Alter Ego at least have the reprieve of the circle much closer to them. So Roy, they're still not in yet. 30 seconds from now, they got to decide, are they going to flood the gates out there to take on 52?
And there's a lot of teams, by the way, has been avoiding conflict, you know, the beginning stages of the match, like the Savior, Vampire Esports. They have been holding to get inside the zone. I don't think we're going to see them pop off, at least for stage 5, but come stage 6, maybe they could start engaging in a fight. Alter Egos, however, they've already managed to set up 3 elimination points, and they have the possibility, of course, to assume more, considering the fact that there's a lot of teams that are in front of them. There's Roy, there's 52, there's Boing Donkey, so, but judging by their location just a while ago, I believe they are in a bit of a open space, so I cannot say if that is a good spot or not, because open space will always make you vulnerable.
Yeah, indeed. And on top of that, Team Flash had a rough course to even get into the field. Will be taken out by the members of Alter Ego. That adds another point onto the block. So Team Flash, despite them leading the pack there over onto the past couple of days, now see themselves being denied of gaining any form points here in the first match. So 52 Esports is going to be absolutely happy about this scenario. Not so much for BTR though. Now trying to charge towards the side of Tony K. Will not be able to hit the shards just yet. But for the side of BTR, they're defending well enough. But Vampires has got nowhere to go, nowhere to escape. They get taken out. Same goes to the Savior as well. I don't know where we're having names dropping off of the map. Big bang! It's Alter Ego to secure more and more of these names coming from the side of Team Secret. 7-9 wants in for blood as well. How can break through this time around? He's all alone. No time to even get his teammates back up as they try to do a swerve. 7-9 took charge and took Team Secret out. And majority of these Vietnamese teams are already off the map.
Yes, sir. That was a great ambush set up by 7-9 up against Team Secret, eliminating them from match number 1. It was because of Bigatron Red Aliens putting a stake through the hearts of the vampires that got them eliminated as well. Now, 7-9 getting a taste of their own medicines as they are being charged by Team NKT. We can see that Joker has been put in a lot of nades up against 7-9, but amazingly 7-9 remains to be elusive, right? Kenny is still alive, is still standing up, and Igneous, however, another side, he is currently knocked down to the level. Man, just caught a nade coming from Genfus right there. It's a total domination coming from the Red Aliens, putting up a total of 6 elimination points, and man, oh man, are they in a roll.
That was such great position being displayed by the side of BTR. No heavy commitment. You don't really have to rush into that tiny little shack. One grenade to rule them all. And they will continue to pursue that chicken dinner in the course of this stage 5, which will appear so close to them. Not too difficult for BTR to eventually gain control, considering that Void Donkey only has 2 members playing by the center. But they still will have to be on the lookout here. Sem 9. They're now by the edge of the zone, needing to deal with the side of NKT, but meanwhile for the side of Roy Esports, they charge right through against the rest of Void Donkey, and they still hold out strong. Zeta, as much as he's been knocked, he will be rescued in a short moment's time, but Roy, they still have a few members out there, but this place is absolutely zoned off, out of reach, and there's just no way that they can control.
They just came walking into the trap of a Void Donkey. That was so unfortunate for them, but it's a good play coming from the side of Void Donkey. Now, Team NKT, they know that they have to take care of business. They have to eliminate Sem 9 from this exchange because none of them will be safe enough to get inside the circle unless they deal with one another. But you know what? This is also like a great angle coming from the side of BTR. I mean, while NKT's busy dealing with Sem 9, they are kind of joining into the mix as well. You know, jumping to the gun right there, just getting those elimination points that they need. But look at that, Joker with 4 elimination points. Man, this guy is on a killing spree, but I don't think the attack is gonna last us long because Sem 9 now already on a rampage as well.
Sem 9, they managed to take control of the situation despite NKT wrapping around them as well. There is DRS also taking that space coming from the other edge, and look at BTR, they're also making it rain. NKT, they have managed to accrue 5 points at the very least, but this was just absolutely overwhelming for them to take on the Tigers. But here comes the aliens. Now, popping nades after nades against their brethren from Void Donkey. Not really hitting the mark just yet as they try to flush them off. That is one position that all these teams are vying for. Rosemary sneaking from the back. He's just taking his sweet time to eventually strike. Meanwhile, 52 Esports, they aren't moving a muscle just yet. They're happy where they're at, but Zuxy's moving in pretty closely. BTR playing a very controlled game, but for now, Void Donkey, they're utilizing so many of their resources, popping nades after nades, and Kenny's gonna be able to find one more from the side of Sem 9. Shots now fired from the side of X as he tries to dodge all these shots. There is still pressure on the side of Boboho, with Alter Ego also chiming in as well. Hans for You popping up as they will take on members and members of DRS.
Hands for You stepping up to the gameplay as well. We've just seen a while ago the stats being put up by Rosemary in this particular match. I mean, he was able to set up 3 elimination points and 1 amazing great elimination, and he has already passed through that 1,000 or 4-digit mark when it comes to the damage output. Now, Rampage again coming from the side of Alter Ego Eris. We're down to our 5 teams remaining, ladies and gents, and 12 now for the side of Alter Ego Eris, who is obviously, of course, a little trigger happy here in this match.
5 teams remaining. There's still 16 players on the board for these teams to really duke it all out. And if you're a player in this matchup, you're not a fan of this current terrain. There's a lot of open spacing right directly in the middle where teams will have to cross the road. Meanwhile, Coast Guard action coming in from the side of Jetfoss. Beautiful nade being dropped towards the top side. Will be able to alleviate some pressure onto the side of Red Aliens. Lapar now being safe, but there is still a little bit more of an opening for the 52 Esports to prime in some grenades. Alian now splends with a little bit more spokes, and Satara finds more as they try to go in for some save and grace. It seems like there's not much left from the side of 52 Esports to do much here, but to hide beneath these vehicles. But here comes a full force of the Indonesians charging right through as BTR will flush them all out to secure a tenor in this match, moving into the top 4, and there is Sem 9 versus Alter Ego.
You know what, obviously BTR is in a aggressive mood for today's set of matches. I guess this is a good start for them, but let's check out what is happening between Sem 9 and Alter Ego Eris as Sem 9 now collects 5 elimination points. We got Boy Seal, or was that Boy Seal? Okay, we got Superboy already on the ground. Same thing goes for Boy Seal. Depp is trying his best actually to defend the whole team, but there you go. We are now putting a stop on Alter Ego's streak. That was the end of the line for them, which brings us down to BTR versus Sem9. So this is a 4v3. BTR, they already have a total of 11 elimination points.
And both sides have been ferocious. We saw how Sem9 has so many teams to deal with, but they wrapped from the edges and somehow defended against teams like NKT, DRS, and even Alter Ego. Now, there is much more spacing for the rest of BTR to work with to also hide behind some of all these creases. But Satar, he's already taking a little side of BTR, but they're all scattered into a 2-1-1 formation. And BTR is the one that has to make the move much closer towards the side of Sem9.
BTR obviously going for zone control here, but they're taking their sweet time. Sem9, they have at least a higher ground or some sort of elevation they can actually work with up against BTR, but we can see it's a 2-2 split. It's Lapar and Zuxi and Genfus, and then we got Satar on the other side. We are not seeing any push happen just yet coming from both of the teams here. They're, again, just getting all the information they need before they actually head up to charge the opposition. But we can see that Satar's already on prone, planning to cook up a nade here. But I guess Sem9 knows exactly where to throw that nade.
They do, especially now with the rest of BTR funneled towards the south, and they will basically take the fight directly to Satar. Once he's being knocked down, it will be a direct charge, and BTR, they also do send 2 more members up close and personal where they want to settle scores with a direct hit quickly as they go. Zuxi coming in for a flank as well. What a great setup coming in from the aliens. Meanwhile, the tire is now being pressurized as they only have 3 members left on the spot of that small little hill that they're hiding from. Dropping big nades into the smoke. Kenny's job is to find one, but he gets taken out first and foremost. Now 4 versus 2. So, boy, full sentence runs right through one of their members and will somehow dodge some shots, but that will still be negated by Lapar. It's only down to depth. What can he do when he's on wheels? It's just going to be a full encore wheel-to-wheel action, and now he's just turning tails to find himself taken down by the aliens as BTR secures the chicken dinner.
Oh man, that was indeed a brutal, fast-paced exchange coming from Sem9 and BTR. We don't even know what's going on, or like